This was sent to CornyDriveThru@gmail.com from Graham in Sydney, Australia. Just in case you haven't seen it yet, Jim, Virgil is back on the corny train and possibly off meds, according to Graham here. Did you see Virgil's response to your latest video about his response to
I did. You were looking back to see if you were looking back to see if I was looking back to see if you were looking back at me. No, I haven't. We did talk about a couple of weeks ago. What was it? How did Virgil come up? That he had said something or done something. We remarked on it, and then he volleyed back. So this is a back and forth, but I'm not. Actually, the only time I hear about what he says is when you read it to me on the show. So go ahead.
Well, I think you've upset him this time. James Cornette has quite the nerve. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to read without laughing to this. James Cornette has quite the nerve. He claims my impact on the business will always be compared to King Kong's hog versus his big toy.
What? Wait, what? What? What?
It just right away goes there. He claims my...
I swear.
I can't read it. It's so ridiculous. He claims my impact on the business will always be compared to King Kong's hog versus to his pink dog penis in comparison. Yet, I would never even allow him to be considered as a freckle on a pink dog penis by comparison to my Godzilla hog. Even my sponsor, Olive Garden, has banned James from all franchises as they know his lack of poise wouldn't allow him in such a fine establishment. You, James, may remember when you got hot at me when I told you not to twist Missy Hyatt's nipples. Remember when voluntarily begged to give Missy and I a bubble bath in your Kentucky trailer while you wanted to do the twisty and use her nipples as a volume dial while you cut a blatantly loud promo to her about how I am your Lord Almighty God. He also admitted while drubbing my back that my meatballs mesmerize his brain to actually control all the things he has ever done successfully. I can't read this.
Where was all this shit when he was on television?
Oh, my God.
When he was on television, he just stood there with a sad look on his face. Now he's coming up with all this shit?
Examples like him stealing my role as the manager of the Midnight Express or trying to use a spatula, but I told him to use the tennis racket as a foreign object. You're going to use a spatula. All right, well, there it is. I mean, we'll stop there. It'll, I'm sure, continue at some point. Any thoughts on Virgil? Obviously, you've quite upset him.
I hate that he's upset. And, you know, I thought the spatula was a good idea. Because, you know, once somebody was Alabama jammed, then I could stick the spatula under him and flip him over. But I apologize to Virgil. Obviously, I've struck a nerve here, and it has something to do with Olive Garden and meat sauce and Godzilla's hog. And I'm suitably chastened. I do apologize.
Well, he's sorry.
But I'll tell you one thing, though. Boy, howdy, Missy's nipples, you know, they'll twist around 360 degrees. When they snap back, it could put somebody's eye out.
Well, he signs off here saying, I told him if anybody, and I mean, he wrote, let me redo this exactly how he wrote it. If antibody, and I mean anybody, is going to twist Misty Hyatt's nipples, it's me, the Gorgonzola gangsta, the marinara marauder, and the meat sauce boss. That's going to crank the beef straight down. Now bow down to the meat sauce god, James, and show a little respect. Is he writing Miro stuff?
I don't know, but I'm afraid somebody has spiked his Parmesan cheese.
Someone told me recently they saw him at a convention and Ted DiBiase was at the convention and they were on opposite sides and did not go anywhere near each other.
I think Teddy's got that in his contract.